Okay, folks, today on Chump Talk, we have a very special guest joining us, the first female ever drafted to the OHL, Taya Currie. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We really appreciate you taking the time to come on today. We just kind of talked with you a little before off air there, and you've been very busy with lots of interviews and stuff like that. But what's it looked like for you basically since you got drafted to the OHL there? Obviously, you've been extremely busy. We've seen Sportsnet, TSN segments. What's it been like for you since you got drafted there?
It's honestly been awesome. So many great people have reached out, and big names like Manon Remieux, Shane Zabadoff, Max Domi have all reached out. Many more. I mean, just honor for have so many great people like that. My friends, family have all been so supportive.
Wow, you told us right before we started that you've had like 7-8 interviews a day since it's happened. That's absolutely insane. I'm trying to think of another scenario where somebody like with the snap of a finger when your name was called, like your life just changed dramatically. And like, I can't imagine what your social media, what your phone was doing in that time. But I know you mentioned a few names. Is there like one in particular message that stands out to you as just like, wow, that is so cool?
Yeah, definitely Shane Zabadoff. She's definitely my biggest role model. Ever since I was little, I just loved watching her play in the Olympics. And as a little girl, I thought that was just so cool, and I want to do that one day. She just said she's gonna follow my career, and if I have any questions, I can reach out anytime.
That's insane.
That's
That
absolutely
must
amazing.
that must made you so happy. And I think I heard on one of the TSN, she actually reached out and texted you saying that too.
Yeah,
Wow, that's
exactly.
awesome.
Wow. Incredible. And we also got to ask about Hockey Night in Canada too there with Ron McLean. Obviously it's got to be pretty surreal to have that. I think that's, like who wouldn't, like that's got to be everyone's dream really to go on Hockey Night in Canada with Ron McLean. Just talk about that experience and what it meant to you and just how cool it was to see yourself on TV there.
Yeah, so it's a really funny experience. My family was actually boating, and he's like, "I can have you on in 10 minutes," and I was like,
No
"Okay,
way.
oh my god."
Wow.
I wasn't exactly ready, and he was doing his makeup, and I was like, "I'm not exactly ready, but I can do it." And he was so chill and relaxed and let me speak.
Wow.
It was just a great experience.
You had 10 minutes of notice before going on Hockey Night in Canada.
Wow.
That is insane.
Were you nervous at all for that?
At that point, no, I wasn't. I just like was trying to get everything figured out, but no,
Yeah.
it wasn't too
It
bad.
it probably actually helped that it happened so
Yeah,
quick. You didn't have time for
honestly,
the
yeah.
nerves to kick in. I was gonna ask, you said, is this the first podcast you've been on? Like I know you've been on, I've heard you on the radio, I've heard you TSN Sportsnet. Is this the first podcast?
No, I've done a lot of them. I don't know how many exactly, but my very first one was the U16 pod. That was
Okay.
before I got drafted.
Right. Yeah. It's so is it how I'm thinking just for interview's sake, like how have you been able to get used to being interviewed? Because obviously this has happened like a crazy amount more since you got drafted than before.
Yeah, I'm definitely improving every interview. At the beginning, I was like, I don't know about this, but it's been great. Just trying to keep it organized. And Sarnia Sting have been great. They've organized ones and saying which ones I should do at first, and it's been great.
Let's get right into the draft there. So, what were your expectations going into the draft? Did you have a clue at all that you'd be drafted, or did you have any talks with any teams on potentially where you may or may not go, or just what did that look like leading up to you for draft day there?
Yeah, I've talked to a couple teams before. They were great. All three reached out and talked quite a bit to my family and stuff. I had no expectations at the time. I wanted to watch my teammates, of course, get drafted. That's just great to watch. And my coach have been great. I had really no expectations. We weren't set on the TV all day. We were just kind of waiting around to see what happens.
Yeah, I read an article that you were part of before the draft, and it was just saying that you're really not expecting much, and you're not sure what's going to happen. And then so when your name actually was called, were you there to see it live, or how did you first find out you were drafted?
Yeah, so actually I'd say around 12, I came in to watch. My family's like, "Hey, you better start watching here just in case." So I came in, and honestly, it was just great. My family just jumped on me. Everyone was cheering. The general manager of Sarnia called like 2 seconds after my name popped up saying, "Okay, you can't answer all these phone calls. I'll organize it all for you." That was
That's
great.
insane. Okay, I wanted to bring up one thing. So we've had Benny Goudreau on the pod multiple times now. He's one of the goalies in Sarnia that you're going to be teammates with someday, hopefully. And I just asked him if there's anything he wanted me to say, and he just said, that it's an amazing accomplishment. Congratulations. And leading up to the draft, I'm not sure if you know this actually. He said leading up to the draft, he talked a lot with the GM of Sarnia, and they both thought with the skill level, it was a great pick and even better to break the barrier. So those are words from Benny Goudreau. I'm not sure. Have you had the chance to talk to him at all?
Oh, I think he reached out and said congrats, but yeah, tell him thank you.
Will do. Will do. Yeah, that's awesome. So how much like are any other Sarnia teammates, or who all from Sarnia? Obviously there'd be a long list, but who all has reached out to you from Sarnia? Or have you mostly just talked to the GM?
Yeah, mostly talked to GM Dylan Seca. Mara, of course, organized it for me. And yeah, I used to play against Jackson Priddle that got drafted also, high rounds. But yeah.
That's amazing. We got to ask, how did you celebrate being drafted? Like, that's got to be a pretty amazing accomplishment. Obviously, it is. Just how did you celebrate it? Was it with family or friends, or just anything special?
Yeah, honestly, I let go of my phone, left it, and our family went boating for the day.
Awesome.
Saturdays, Sundays, honestly, just great to have some time to myself and just enjoy the moment.
One other thing I was thinking about is there's going to be a ton of girls that are just looking up to you now, and that's got to feel pretty amazing. I'm just wondering if you can talk a little bit about how your path, and you've been playing boys hockey AAA since minor Adam. Do I have that right?
Yep.
Minor Adam, you've been playing. Is it Elgin Middlesex? Is that the team?
Yep, Almost Chiefs.
So how did you realize that, like, after Adam, you're still pretty young, going ahead with Pee Wee, Bantam, then midget? How did you decide that that's the route you wanted to keep going, and then instead of going over to girls hockey?
Yeah, so I played against two other females in the Alliance until Bantam, and they were players, of course, so they didn't like the hitting. So they, of course, quit, and I was like, hey, I gotta keep doing this. Of course, I gotta prove them wrong that girls can still play with hitting. And that since then, I just enjoy the game. The boys, it's so fast, and the shots are so hard.
You've been playing with them for quite a while now. Was there ever a point where you thought maybe this isn't what I want to do, or maybe this isn't just right for me? Or like, how was that playing like that for so many years?
I mean, at points, there's always like, do I like dressing by myself? Do I like being the only girl? But it's been great. Like all parents and other opponents always congratulate me, saying great game. And other teammates, if I make I mean, other opponents, if I make a good save, of course. I mean, overall, it's been a great experience and great learning curve.
And looking ahead to next year now, we listened to your TSN one, and you kind of were a little bit unsure about what next year might hold for you. Just looking ahead, though, do you have any ideas, or like what are your potential options where you think you may be playing next year?
Well, of course, want to go to the Sarnia camp and see how that is. If I can keep up with the boys, I mean, that would be great. But I haven't really made decisions at this point.
What did your I'm curious about this. What did your social media how far did your social media following go up after the draft?
Oh my god. Instagram actually, it was weird. Instagram sent the email saying you have a certain amount of follow requests. I would suggest you go public.
Wow.
That's
Crazy.
insane. And they're probably telling you to get verified too, the
Yeah,
whole works.
yeah. Messages like blew up.
That's insane. What's one thing there's going to be a lot of people listening, it's a lot of people listening to all your stuff, but what's one thing that you could tell us that people may not know about you?
Um, I don't really know.
What about off the ice? What are your interests off the ice?
I love like water skiing, wakeboarding, a lot of boating. I also barrel race, do a lot of barrel racing. Soccer at school.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wow.
Well, Foolsy, do you have anything else?
No, I was just gonna say, like, now that you're drafted to the OHL, do you have any specific things that you want to accomplish this summer, or just get ready for the next coming season here?
Yeah, well, of course, I want to keep training, keep working out, lots at home. Just keep working hard and um, following my dreams, of course, and proving people wrong that girls can play just as good as the boys.
Unreal. Well, we're happy for you, and there's not many people that can say that they were the first to do something, and you're a part of that list now. So congratulations
Mhm.
from us, and we're pulling for you for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks for having.
thanks for coming on today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We'll see you.